Good morning. This is a video about my very first AR that I purchased and built and just completed. Now, this is a video about positivity, and it is sponsored and brought to you by the Bill of Rights. Now, the Bill of Rights, if you're a humble citizen of the empire like me, just minding their own business, saving for a Honda, the Bill of Rights is the foundation of our freedoms, and we really all need to be more familiar with them. And to that end, I've left a link to a video, a short 3-minute video about the Bill of Rights in the description, and because I'm going to touch on it just briefly. The First Amendment guarantees our freedom of speech, press, religion, assembly, and to petition the government for redress of grievances. And so, yeah. And the Second Amendment guarantees our right to keep and bear arms. This is important now as it was in the Revolution. You've got to remember that George III and his tyranny was not thrown off by a constitutional convention or a peace rally. It was a violent affair. I know this. I had ancestors fought in the Revolution, but more importantly, in the 3rd grade, I did a book report on Ethan Allen and the Green Mountain Boys and their attack on Fort Ticonderoga, where they confiscated all those guns and transported them to Boston to use in the crucial Battle of Bunker Hill in the Revolution. Somewhere there's a video of that. There's a video of me standing there with a Red Ryder BB gun, swaying back and forth. My friend at the time said, "What was with the swaying?" Well, I don't know, but anyway, I've been doing this gun reporting a long time, in a sense. But the 4th Amendment guarantees our right to be secure in our person and privacy without unwarranted, unreasonable search and seizure. Now, some of these rights have been eroded by the police state that America has become, and it's important to remember that, you know, these rights are like a weapon. They really are something we should strive for, and the entire Constitution is not perfect. Obviously, American democracy is dead because of corporate capture, because frankly, for the flawed structure that's in the Constitution, and all the money in politics today, it's just dead. But we have to hold on to the Bill of Rights and what we have. Now, I always liked the way that the U.S. Army at Fort Benning would teach the Constitution, that you're fighting and dying, killing to preserve and protect the Constitution. They have to tell them something, right? And this is very effective to motivate them. The ones, you know, I've known in the Army, I had this one lieutenant at a security post, and she was also in the National Guard. She was an EMT, and she was a bit of a conservative, kind of a Glenn Beck type of conservative conspiracy theorist, but she did respect the Constitution. We would spend all night listening to the Pixies and debating politics and talking about the Constitution. So even conservatives can understand the importance of the Bill of Rights if they're well-meaning. And so I really think, like a bumper sticker that she had, we should all be citizen soldiers. The citizen soldiers for the Bill of Rights. Not in the sense of grab a gun, but in the sense that we're ready to use the weapon of the Bill of Rights to secure our liberties. And any country that starts to violate the basic liberty of its citizens, well, just read William Shirer's The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, because that's where it leads people. But anyway, moving on to the AR-15. Now, this is a mid-length gas system, Palmetto State Freedom Barrel, chrome lined. So this is like a standard M4 military version, except the mid-length gas system, which is a bit longer, and that allows pressure to build up behind your bullet and allegedly, again, I'm no expert, it leads to more reliability, a sweeter recoil system, although the recoil is negligible here anyway. So I thought it was a no-brainer, and also it looks better. I like the green. To get the green and the mid-length, I had to go Palmetto State. Palmetto State, highly recommend them. Good experience. This is a Magpul furniture set, and OD green, and it's just a standard M4 with the pop-up M-bust sights, and kind of difficult to get these on. I had to use some brake free. Brake free causes cancer, but apparently I've been using it since the 80s. Now, back in the 80s, when I learned to fire my first AR, it was a heavy barrel A2 20-inch barrel, and its apertures were much smaller on the small end and bigger on the big end, and I actually like that better. This seems too big for me. I was going to take some getting used to. I have fired one M4 with sights like these, and I know it can be done, and it works better at close range. But now, why did it take so long for me to buy my first AR? Well, I'm primarily a Warsaw packed type of guy, and I like the bigger AK 7.62 by 39 round in my AKs and SKSs, but I have come to the grudging opinion that you do get more accuracy out of 5.56 and certainly less recoil impulse, and you can throw a scope on here rather easily, and it is more fun at the range for those reasons. This is really just a range toy, but recently a friend of mine since high school did unfriend me on Facebook due to me defending the AR rifle because she's got some kind of jihad against the Armalite rifle. But, you know, there are fewer than 3% of murders in this country are committed with rifles, all kinds of rifles, let alone the AR. More people are clubbed to death and beaten to death with hammers than are killed with all types of rifles combined. So, you know, it's just math, people. It's not, it's a no-brainer. But, and furthermore, it's a right, the Second Amendment, and people are just down the wrong path with this thing. Knee-jerk liberal class. But, what else do I want to say? Well, that's mainly what I want to get to now. Yeah. I'm not an expert in AR rifles. Obviously, this is my first one. I'm not a Navy SEAL. I'm not going to pretend to be one like a lot of people on YouTube. I do have the, where the hell is it? The Navy SEAL Luminox watch. It scratches too easily, so I took it off. But anyway, konnichiwa.